Hi, my name is Isaac Sandoval.
And I'm Edward Rodriguez.
So, according to the 2017 president of the Santa Barbara Chamber of Commerce, Ken Olpinger, it is over 5.5 times more expensive to get housing in Santa Barbara than it is on the average across the U.S. As volunteers of the local Santa Barbara organization Unity Shop, we were exposed to the tragedy firsthand as we saw many people from all walks of life step through those doors to receive assistance and obtain some essential necessities to survive in this expensive area. Therefore, the issue of high cost of living in Santa Barbara deserves to be at the forefront, and more individuals should try to reach out and assist the less fortunate. In today's presentation, we will go in depth and describe our personal experience volunteering at Unity Shop. But to begin with, let's go over some background on Unity Shop. So Unity Shop was initially started by Dr. Pearl Chase in the 1900s as a seasonal Christmas project that would help part-time workers as he noticed they were struggling with the high expenses in Santa Barbara. The organization was made year-round by Kenny Loggins in 1988. Unity Shop is a Santa Barbara-based organization with 4 locations within the area that believes in helping families stay together. They serve and help low-income families with the harsh expenses of living in Santa Barbara by providing food and new clothes for them. The ultimate goal is to make sure that children are not separated from their families and put in foster care due to low income, because they believe that the bond between the child and parent is one of the strongest and most influential. Now for a description of the actual volunteer work we participated in. Our time at Unity Shop consisted of organizing clothes from bins onto clothing racks. We separated the men's, women, and children's clothes and labeled the clothes by using tags along with barcode stickers. The overall experience was very beneficial in 2 ways. As group members, we got to practice our small group communication skills in a live setting. As we were organizing the clothes, we divided up the tasks as Victoria and Zully were in charge of putting the tags on the clothes and barcodes on the tags, while Edward and I carried boxes, hung the clothes on the racks, and went to get more hangers when we began to run short of them. As community service volunteers, the place opened our eyes and showed us that it is truly hard to live in Santa Barbara, as Unity Shop was always busy throughout the times we visited. Therefore, there truly is a need for volunteers in an organization like this. Throughout our overall experience, we only encountered one problem, which was time. We only completed the minimum requirement of 5 hours as our group was not able to fit in more community service due to our busy schedules. As a result of this, we did not get to explore all the volunteer jobs at the shop, for example, assisting people out in the food pantry.
Working in a group which originally consisted of 4 members emphasized the need to work in unison. In order for us to successfully complete the assignment, we needed to relay availabilities in our schedules and ensure we were able to meet the deadlines which were established by the group. We began our time at the Unity Shop with a general understanding of the financial struggles which residents of Santa Barbara face. The Unity Shop in turn showed us that their organization was doing to help those in financially strained circumstances. This included providing families with free canned food, meat, vegetables, and baked goods, as well as clothing and toys for children on special occasions. As part of our volunteering, it was required we work together to sort, tag clothes based on the necessity of the season. We sought help from the dedicated staff for guidance as to how to properly display items and also organize much of the backroom storage area. The multifaceted demands of this project required that all 3 of us take on a leadership role at one point or another. Isaac used his leadership to find a suitable time to volunteer and took it upon himself to coordinate it with the staff. After taking into consideration everyone's workload, I delegated the task for the outline, and Victoria took the initiative to lay out the PowerPoint in a manner which suited everyone. In addition to this, our time at the Unity Shop gave us an opportunity to combat false dichotomies which we may have held towards those in financial needs. The people who came to the Unity Shop were people from all walks of life. Men, women, children of all ages and backgrounds who were simply looking for some relief to get by. They weren't lazy people or desperate drug users, but rather hardworking members of a community with a high cost of living.
chose Unity Shop because it correlates with our topic in many ways. And one of the ways is that it helps families from low income who live in Santa Barbara and provide them with their basic essentials such as their personal necessities and food and clothing and such things as toothbrushes, hairbrushes, toys for the children, and everything you can think of is there. What we learned at Unity Shop is how many low-income families suffer from living in the city of Santa Barbara. Although it is a beautiful city, it is hard to live here because it's very expensive, such as rent, food, and personal necessities. So therefore, the families who go to Unity Shop go there, apply, and if they get approved because of their income, then they can go and use the resources that are there. It is very important to make Unity Shop and this topic relevant because you never really know how many families do suffer from low income and not having anything to eat at the end of the day, in the mornings, not having a toothbrush to brush your teeth with, barely affording to pay rent, and especially if you have multiple children. It is tough living in a city like this when everything is, very pricey. So making this topic relevant, I think is very important for us. Also, as college students, we can relate in many ways because we also go to school full time, half time, whatever, and we still have to work a job and pay rent, which is $700 to $1,000 a month, and also provide for food and your personal necessities. And if you have transportation, you got to think about that. So it's actually a really big deal, and it correlates with college students who go to SBC, UCSB, even other schools around California. And we know how much we suffer from trying to pay rent and buy food to eat at the day, so it's pretty tough. What can you do to help? So after going to Unity Shop, me and my group learned a lot, and we learned different ways that we can help provide people with low income and who suffer from this, just by simply donating stuff that you don't need, helping out at your local charities, things like Unity Shop that can really help families with low income, because by giving things that you don't need or don't really use, you provide them with food, you can provide them with clothing, you can provide them with a lot of things that you have but you don't really use, and they can also use that to their full advantage. So also when me and my group went there, we really didn't know how many low-income families were in Santa Barbara until we got there and started helping out, and it was just an amazing experience because I never really knew how much we can benefit by helping so many people, just simply giving your time and donating things that you don't need, and just seeing the look on their faces is pretty cool. So even there's a section that there's for kids, so it's pretty cool. So for Christmas they can go and choose whatever they want. They get one toy each, so I think that's awesome because no one should be sad on Christmas. It's supposed to be a cool holiday. So I think just by doing that simply can help Santa Barbara in many ways. I mean, we can't change the pricing here, but we can change and contribute to helping people who can't afford the pricing here. So like college students as well. For example, the food pantry that's here on SBC, I think that's amazing because you get free food, and who doesn't like free food? So I think we should definitely contribute more, and it's really sad when you go and volunteer because you see and everything you're fortunate for, and people who don't really have what you have, and somewhat suffer like you do. It's amazing to help out and being able to contribute to everything. So taking action is definitely important for here, and especially if you live here, you would definitely relate once you get there, and I think it's amazing. So yeah, we learned that, and our topic was amazing, and the Unity Shop helped a lot learning about our topic even more, because I thought we knew information, but once we actually did a hands-on volunteer, it was a different experience, and it was definitely something fun. We had a lot of fun. We learned a lot. That was awesome. The people were amazing. They were very generous and nice, and it just shows that the community that they have there is just amazing, and I think it'll really help out in the future, and hopefully they expand more Unity Shops in Santa Barbara and even around California, because that would definitely benefit a lot of people here. So that's what we learned in our topic and our group organization.
Thank you, Victoria. In conclusion, informing yourself on the issues that face our community is our first step to solving the problem. We must all understand that it is our own individual responsibility to help our fellow Santa Barbara citizens by donating our time or resources to local institutions such as Unity Shop. It is important that we look at issues such as high cost of living with a certain level of compassion and understanding that any one of us could be in a desperate situation, and if we are, to know that there are resources out there. Thank you.